Hello, hello, welcome to another speed round on my lunch break. I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. This is the 'Tis the Season collection from Cosmic Beauty. I got this for a steal. I don't remember exactly how much I got it for, but I'll put it down below the price that I paid. Because from what I can see on the website, it originally cost $109 for the two lipsticks, the palette, and the two blushes. When I got set this collection, it also came with this, I guess like a, what you call it, a dust bag. So I got this dust bag to go with it, and the whole collection was just like pulled nicely in this bag here. Nicely put in this bag here, and it just says CB. There's nothing on the other end. It's just, you know, a bag that had all the stuff in it. I think I'm going to start with let's start with the lipsticks because that's easier. Everything in this collection is going to need to be wiped a little bit before I show y'all, but it's got that kind of like that silver collection that we've seen on my channel before. It's a super duper reflective lipstick. These are gold. The ones you've seen on my channel before were silver. And then on the top, it says CB on top of it for Cosmic Beauty. And then on the bottom, you'll find the names. This is Ginger Snap and Santa Baby. Now, based off the names, I don't know if you can tell. And I was watching a review. No, I don't think it was a review. I think it was a declutter. Someone was decluttering some stuff. And they had just kind of offhandedly mentioned, I'm a bit confused why, you know, there was like orange in this collection. And I thought it was just me, and I'm like, girl, me too, I'm very confused. So we have Santa Baby and Ginger Snap, right? So Santa Baby, pretty much a given, right? Red lipstick. We have a red lipstick here. It's more of a almost orange red, I would say. Kind of Anna Nicole Smith-ish, maybe. It's definitely a warm toned red. Very bright red. That's three swatches right there. Very pretty. I wore this yesterday. We went to Christmas in the park. It's really pretty. I like the way that these last. They're pretty matte. And then we have this other one, which is like it says. It's called Ginger Snap. And it's like an orange brown. Why are these shades so orange leaning? Like, it's supposed to be Christmas. It's supposed to be winter. Like, I can understand maybe warm leaning, but so orange, I don't understand. So 1, 2, 3. A very orangey, very fall kind of brown orange shade. Very confused about that. But I mean, overall, formulas on the lipsticks are good. Here we can see the packaging up close. It is a velvet matte lipstick, Cosmic Beauty. I really liked, you know, how everything came together. Let's see So Santa Baby is described as a beautiful festive red matte, and Ginger Snap is a warm ginger matte lipstick. So this is Ginger Snap. We're going to slowly put all the stuff back into its containers. I've had these babies out for almost 2 weeks now, I think. And they're super duper reflective. So yes, on the lipsticks are pretty. I do like the lipsticks, although I'm a bit confused why we kind of have an orange brown in there. I would think a neutral brown or a cooler brown could have made a little bit more sense, because yes, it is Christmas, but also it's winter. I don't know. I just thought the tones in here are a little bit weird. But let's move on to the blush butters. We have 2 blush butters, and we have, I don't even think it says, does it? Okay, yeah, we got Mary and we got Nutmeg. Nutmeg is described as a warm medium toned cream blush, and Mary is described as a warm medium coral pink toned cream blush. When I saw these for the first time, when I pulled them out, I got nervous. I was like, that looks so dark to me. I don't think these are going to work for my skin tone. I'm a bit worried. But let's pull those out as well. So again, my nasty fingerprints on everything. But we have some super reflective Cosmic Beauty blushes right there on the back. Thankfully these, remember last time, the boxes and the components didn't say the name. This time they do. So you have Mary and you have Nutmeg. You're about to, I don't know if you guys are going to freak out with me. Okay, I think that should be fine. It has a matte kind of, is a mirror in here. And here is this first shade. This is Mary. And I know what you're thinking, girl, that's too dark. But thankfully, once you apply this on your face, it does blend out. I don't think this is as scary as you think it should be, so I just did a little bit. It's not as intense. So here's like that first swatch. I'll touch it again. Because the reality is, for blushes, you're not really digging in. And then I'll blend it out over here. And it does blend out really pretty. It's definitely more of like that pink, like when it's really warm, that's kind of the tone that it gives you. I thought this was really pretty. In the palette, it looks like a really, really warm pink, almost red, I think you could say. But I do think this is really pretty. And I keep that little flap on there to make sure it doesn't dry out. But that was Mary. And then we have Nutmeg. And then again, I'm a little bit confused because Nutmeg is like a really deep brown orange again. And I'm a little bit confused on that. 1, 2. We'll put it over here. And it's almost the shade of, you can see there it is. Close that up. It's like the shade of the lipstick. It's this like ginger orangey brown shade. It's almost exactly the same. I'm going to blend this out. And yes, it's a very pretty orangey shade. I'm just confused what it has to do with this collection. Why do we have oranges in a Christmas collection? This orange here, yeah, I don't get it. Explain to me why we have, I understand the warmth of Christmas, but to me the orange in a collection called 'Tis the Season, where the front of the palette has Christmas flowers on it, that it would be way more Christmas focused. I don't know, that's just me. Let's move on now to the palette. So here we have the palette. This is the 'Tis the Season palette, 20 color palette. And this is a slip-on. On the back you'll find the ingredients and what shades you can use on your eyes and which ones to not. And if you're going to pull it out, it looks exactly the same as it does on the inside. And in this palette, can you guess what we're going to find in here? Can you guess what we're going to find? There is a mirror in here. And we're going to find some more warm shades. Here is Cookies, which is totally, again, very that ginger color, like gingerbread cookie, brownish, orangey color. Like the green, there's a green row, that makes sense to me. We have a purple row, it's a very royally purple row, that makes sense to me. We have these shades down here. This doesn't make complete sense to me, but with the mulled wine, like that made sense. This stocking's a little too pink leaning. This ribbon I felt like could have been something else. There's like a pink purple kind of colors down here. That was a little bit confusing. Cranberry I didn't fully understand until I swatched it and I tried it on my eyes, and then I realized, oh, that's beautiful. But this shade up here, like they could have done a neutral row, but it feels way more, again, orange leaning than it does a neutral row. So let's swatch these. And I think overall, because this is not my first time trying Cosmic Beauty, this does feel like the weakest of the formulas out of the Cosmic Beauty palettes that I have tried. I feel like a lot of the shimmer shades in here didn't really want to pick up on a brush from what I recall. And one of the things I loved about Cosmic Beauty is that the fact that their shimmers will pick up on a brush and are really easy to use. I found there was a little bit more difficulty with this palette. Maybe a little bit of an issue with the blending, but I remember the issue more being with the shimmers in here. And when I was using this, I thought maybe this is why they've decided not to bring back the 'Tis the Season collection. You can still find the rest of this collection. I think you still find the blushes and the lipsticks for individual sale, but I don't think you can buy this palette anymore. And I'm wondering if it's because the formula for this palette specifically isn't really up to the standard of their other palettes. So I'm going to do, it still feels so soft though, but I'm going to swatch this shade. We're going to swatch these shades over here. So you can see how orange it is. That's just straight up orange. It's called Cookies, it's straight up orange. I hope I'm building a case to what my confusion is on this palette, and it doesn't feel like I'm just kind of like shitting on this palette. I think I'm also going to do ribbon and stocking, because these shades also felt like they were a little bit out of place. Like it definitely made it interesting, but at the same time I'm like, could these have been used somewhere else? And then let's swatch. Okay, let's do Tinsel, let's do Candlelight, let's do Celebrate, and then we'll do Cranberry. So you can see this beautiful shade right here. This cranberry shade was really nice. It made a lot more sense once I actually swatched it. So here we have a pink. There's this pink with the gold flake. Then we have this gold with orange. Then we have this kind of warm champagne. It's kind of like a bronzed champagne. And then we have this beautiful shade. I hope you can see there. It has a green-orange kind of shift. Not so much the orange, but the red really makes sense to me, the shift in this red. Let me bring this light a little closer, so hopefully you can see a little bit more detail. But like, do you guys see the vision? Like, does this feel Christmas to you? I don't know. It feels something. Maybe New Year's. When I look at the colors swatch that I've decided to swatch on my arm, it feels a bit more New Year's. So okay, I can understand it from that perspective. As a full Christmas palette, I don't accept it as a full Christmas palette. I almost see it as a fall into winter palette because it has warm shades in here. I can also see it as a Christmas into New Year's palette, but it's definitely not fully a Christmas palette to me. You guys, what are we thinking? What are we thinking about the 'Tis the Season collection? Does this feel like a Christmas collection? I feel like this was a Christmas launch. The entire theme was Christmas. It was definitely, looking at it just from like the pictures, a very interesting palette, but now that I have it in my hands and I'm trying it out, I'm wondering, why is this so, like half of this is so fall? I don't know. Again, it's much less about the formula. I think Cosmic Beauty, Cosmic Brushes has a really beautiful formula. The formula in this in the palette feels a little weaker than the ones I've tried before. I think the blush and the blushes and the lipsticks work as well as they usually do. But I think for now I'm going to keep the entire collection. We'll see what the future holds. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the future I end up letting this go, but for now it's going to stay in my collection. Were you able to get this collection? Were any of these pieces from Cosmic Beauty? I would love to know down below. What are your thoughts? What's going on with this color story?